Buying Wi-Fi router, what all things you need to know. So friends, here we are in the modern technology era, so I am making this video about what all things you need to know when buying Wi-Fi router, as the internet is the basic need of everyone in this world, and as the internet recharge are so expensive that the Wi-Fi internet proves to be a better solution for the common people. Every person who is going to buying the router have a common doubt like,
Number 1, which router should I buy? Number 2, company of the router. If the router gets damaged, then how do I replace it? Number 3, what all things I need to know when buying Wi-Fi router. Number 4, speed of the router. That means to go with 150 Mbps or 300 Mbps or 600 Mbps. Number 1, which router should I buy? So first you have to see for which purpose you have to buy the router. For home use, a 150 Mbps router works great, but if you are some kind of techie and a gamer and love to download games and movies of high resolution, then you shall go to 300 Mbps router. For small industries, a 300 Mbps router is an ideal for them, and if you have a huge work, then you should go for the 300 Mbps router, which have 3-4 antenna, or you can buy 2-3 Wi-Fi router of 2-3 antenna and connect all of them through universal repeater. That would be a great idea. Number 2, company of the router. If the router gets damaged, then how do I replace it? While buying the router, you should see that the router from which brand you are buying its service center is nearby or not from your home or your office or your industry, or at a location where you are able to go. Number 3, what all things I need to know when buying Wi-Fi router. You would have been seen technical specification many times if you have earlier bought a router, or by just viewing routers on the internet. You have to see how much LAN port do you need. There are router which give 4 LAN port, and there are also router which give more or less than this number of LAN port. Next is to see the power supply of the router. You should use the adapter which is given while buying the router, or a adapter of same power supply. If you use other adapter of different power supply, there is a chance of damaging the router and the adapter too. Now to see the wireless standards, always go for the IEEE 802.11a/b/g/n routers. Now the 802.11 acres router is in trend, but it is quite expensive for home usage. You don't need the 802.11 acres, and also see the frequency of the router. As more the frequency, more the wavelength size will be greater and can send the Wi-Fi range more. 2.4 GHz is normal for home usage and small industries. Number 4, speed of the router. That means to go with 150 Mbps or 300 Mbps or 600 Mbps. For home, 150 Mbps and 300 Mbps is standard for use, as this gives less radiation, and you should put the router at a high height so that the radiation does not affect your body. Here are some routers which I have used and are good Wi-Fi routers for home as well as for small industries. Buy iBalbaton 300 MIMO wireless N router, IBWRB 300N, from Snapdeal. Buy Netgear 150 Mbps N150 wireless router, JNR 1010, from Snapdeal. Buy Tendatean 3300 Mbps wireless router, with 2 fixed antenna, 1 LAN, from Snapdeal. Buy Netgear WNR614N 300 Wi-Fi wireless router with double antennas and part, from Snapdeal. Buy Tendate F300 300 Mbps wireless router, with 2 fixed antenna, 4 LAN, from Snapdeal. For more techie stuffs, visit www.techfly.com, and don't forget to subscribe to Sam Network TV.